Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Thursday morning. Just first and foremost, want to wish everybody a happy and a blessed day. And before I get into what I got to say this morning, as far as the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA this morning, I just got to give a bit of advice for those who may need this bit of information. I think I might start dropping jewels each morning, because sometimes people they hear jewels but they don't use them as tools. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take the jewels, use them as tools, and use that tool between your two shoulders, and use your brain is what I'm trying to say. And some of y'all got a real smooth brain and don't know how to use it. You know what I mean? So if it's people in your life that's treating you bad and has treated you bad, don't keep running back to them. Don't keep doing that. Let those people go and move on, because you are a valuable person, and be valuable to yourself. If somebody stole from you, don't keep going back to them and letting them steal from you again. Go find somebody that's real. Like somebody once said, everybody is like a tree. You understand what I'm saying? So you got people that's leaves, they blow this way, they blow that way. You got people that's branches, you step out on them, they break, they're not gonna be there for you. Find yourself some roots. When you find them roots, then you know you good, because them roots is what hold the tree together. And all a big old strong tree need is just a couple of roots. So keep your circle small, man. You don't need a big circle. Everything not a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just had to drop that. So let's get down to some business, man. I want to address some smooth brainness that I've been seeing all over the internet in regards to Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, and can they play together, and things of that nature. I saw somebody that even said that rebounding is not that valuable of a statistic, and it's just an overblown statistic, because somebody else has said that Russell Westbrook averaged 11 rebounds a game last year. So let me make this more simple for the smooth brain people who don't understand how important rebound is as a stat. Every time you get a rebound, that allows you to gain an extra possession, which is a chance for potential more points. So whether it's an offensive rebound, and then the same person said, well, an offensive rebound is more important. So if you get an offensive rebound, yes, you are giving your team an extra possession. True indeed. But when you secure a defensive rebound, especially off the first miss, then you're limiting your opponent's opportunity to get shots at the basket and more opportunities for them to score. So yes, rebounding is very important. And the Lakers, of course, with AD, with Dwight Howard, and I won't say Marc Gasol because he's just not the greatest of rebounders, they need it. They need rebounding. So if your guard can give you 11 rebounds, and I know people are going to say, well, he's a stat padder or whatever, but if your guard can give you 11 rebounds per game, then that's going to give you a boost, a shot of adrenaline, what you need. And we all know that the Lakers do like to move up and down the court fairly quickly and get long shots, get long passes, and get quick opportunities to make shots at the basket. Now, with that being said, you have to think about this. Now, Westbrook, as a guard, if he gets the rebound, he's going to be looking for the outlet pass. And then you have somebody like LeBron James, who's more than capable of being on the receiving end or the giving end if he was to rebound. So what I'm looking for is for the Lakers to score very quickly. And I'm also looking for the Lakers to have a lot of cuts to the basket and easy points in the paint. Everything does not have to be about the three-point shot. And people keep saying that, oh, it's not going to work, because, I mean, think about it. The year that the Lakers won the championship, who was their best three-point shooter on that team? They won the championship because of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Danny Green missed a three that could have won the game and ended Miami a lot earlier than they ended them. So let's not forget that. I mean, three-point shots are needed, but at the end of the day, what's going to be very interesting to me is, Kevin Durant had an opportunity to play with Russell Westbrook, right? So Kevin Durant had an opportunity to play with Russell Westbrook, and those two together as a dynamic duo came up empty. And of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of blame was heaped on each other, and who knows what was said behind closed doors within their relationship. And we all know the story. Kevin Durant left. They had an opportunity to face LeBron James and Kyrie Irving in the finals. They had every opportunity to do so, but they did not, because they blew a 3-1 lead to the Golden State Warriors that LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and company were able to actually beat in those same finals when they were actually down 3-1. So, what's interesting to me is we are now going to get an opportunity to see LeBron James with Russell Westbrook, and to see how LeBron can help Westbrook's game and vice versa, because both of them, one thing that does concern me, shout out to the homeboy Stacy, I saw that and I thought about that as well, and I may have mentioned it before, not myself, but they both are prone to turnovers. LeBron James, I think he forces the issue a lot of times because he wants to get fancy, and a lot of times he overthinks, and when he makes these passes, sometimes the teammates aren't ready, and that leads to some of his turnovers. Westbrook sometimes I think can be just careless with the rock as well. So they both are going to have to do a lot better as far as not turning the ball over. Now, if they do turn the ball over, they got to lock down on defense and make sure that they are not giving up any points off turnovers, because turnovers do hurt you. But if you can go down and stop the other team, get a block shot, or secure a defensive rebound, and just stop them, making it hard for them to score, then it won't hurt you as bad. But definitely don't want to be leading the league in turnovers for your team. So whether it's Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, they both going to have to be more careful with the ball. But I think with them making plays for one another, then it's going to be less turnovers, because they're going to be on the receiving end of a lot of good looks. And I mean, Anthony Davis still demands a double team down low, in my opinion. With that being said, that's going to free up a lot of open shooters. So people act like the Lakers still don't have open shooters when they added a Trevor Ariza who can shoot the three, when they've added a Wayne Ellington who can shoot the three. So at the end of the day, I know a lot of people saying age or whatever, and the Lakers won't be successful. I'm telling you right now, who the hell can you get to stop them? So that right there, you see LeBron James got to play. He's going to get to play with Westbrook and see what he can do with him. Now, also, we got to see LeBron play with Kyrie Irving. And we saw what happened with that. So LeBron with Kyrie led to 4 final appearances in a row. Now, granted, Kyrie was a great player and contributed greatly to that success of them being able to make it to those finals. But at the end of the day, where was Kyrie before LeBron, and where is Kyrie after LeBron? So we all know, who was the motor that made that engine go, the engine that made that car go. You understand what I'm talking about? So now, Kevin Durant, you couldn't secure the bag, you couldn't secure a championship with Westbrook. So now you have a chance with Kyrie. I mean, you got one, you got a couple with Golden State, but of course you were playing with one of the best point guards of all time in Steph Curry, one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time in Klay Thompson, and as much as it pains me to say it, one of the best defensive players in the league at the time and in the history of the league. Although I would take a lot of other players, and I know Draymond was on some Getty one day and said that he was the best defender of all time, but we won't get into all that. But anyway, so Kevin Durant now has a chance. It's basically like they swap teammates. You understand? So LeBron, he had Kyrie, he won a championship. Kevin Durant had Westbrook, came up empty. Now LeBron has Westbrook, he'll win a championship, and Kevin Durant got Kyrie, he'll come up empty. That's just my prediction, because as much as I'm gonna say it's more even between the East and the West now, but we all know when LeBron James went West, a lot of people went East. And the thing about that is, Nets are still going to have to deal with up-and-coming teams like Atlanta. I won't throw New York in the mix because while I think they're a respectable team, I just don't think they are playoff worthy yet. They're one good player away, maybe a couple good, but at least one good player away to play more with Julius Randle. But Atlanta, they was playing lights out, and they have a lot of confidence, and if they can stay healthy, who knows? Also, the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, the confidence that they have, I just don't feel like they're going to go out like Willie Lump Lump. Although they did lose one key contributor. But at the end of the day, they still have a chance to make some moves as well. So we have a lot of time left before the season gets started. And I know we about to get amped up for, college football and the NFL. So we're going to have a lot to talk about in that regards as far as some of these preseason games coming up. If you guys want me to discuss some NFL, let me know. To be honest, it hadn't been my forte for a while. I used to be a very in-depth NFL analysis at one point, but that's something that I walked away from various reasons because the NFL, just the way they structure their contracts and how unfair it is to a lot of their players. And I can go into that. I actually, a long time ago, stood before let's just say, I won't say a lobbying committee, but let's just say I put together a piece to which, I applauded the revenue sharing of the NFL as far as their ability to share revenue amongst teams, as far as selling all their goods and their sales, as far as, whether the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sell this number of jerseys or that number of jerseys, or the Jets, sell this amount of jerseys, or small market team or whatever, they all split the revenue on sales of, NFL memorabilia, which is to be applauded, which helps keep them competitive. So there are some things that's good, but when it comes to contracts and the way that they could just cut players and not honor contracts and don't give them a lot of guaranteed money when they go out and risk life and limb, literally on that field, to me, it was just not a fair thing to watch, and something that I didn't want my children involved in. It's unfair labor, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother piece we could talk about another time. But I can definitely get into some NFL talk. Name your team, name your division. We can talk some NFL. That's all good. But my main focus here is on the NBA. So I know it's that time of the year when everything's a little bit slow and we got to react to different news that's going on. But before you know it, the season will be up on us. It'll be, October. You blink your eye, it's already mid-August. You got 1 month to go, and then we can get into some good NBA night in and night out, because that's what I really enjoy to break down, and that's more so what I am a fan of. But like I said, this is a sports channel, and I'm willing to discuss anything that you guys are willing to discuss. Like I said, I do got some things in the works as far as some podcast things and some lives, some planned scheduled live events where we can do some interactions, maybe some call-ins, some questions, some reactions, things like that. So trust and believe that we are, that I do have that in the works, and that is going to be coming very soon, very, very soon. So with all that being said, I just mainly want to chime in this morning, about Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, and people saying that they're not going to fit, and somehow, Vegas still has the Brooklyn Nets. Somehow the NBA still has the Brooklyn Nets as the favorites. So a lot of people are saying, well, that's because Kevin Durant is the best player in the world and not LeBron James, and LeBron James is old. But I think LeBron James is going to have to give everybody a quick reminder of how great he was playing, and before that idiot fell into his knee, into his ankle, and kind of derailed the season, and before Anthony Davis got hurt. And to me, the biggest question mark will be Anthony Davis and his health. I know he stayed healthy, but you got to realize the year that they won the championship down in Orlando for the COVID season in the bubble, You know, they did have some months off leading into that, and Anthony Davis was able to remain healthy. Now, we know he does have tendinosis or whatever you call it in those Achilles, and that's something that, you know, led to everything else as far as his strained calf and everything else. So the last thing we need is for him to go out for a whole year like Kevin Durant did when he had his injury. So with all that being said, the only thing you can do is just, you know, the training team can evaluate him every day and make sure if he's having any soreness, then let him rest and make sure that he is healthy going into the playoffs. I know I'm not a big fan of, you know, resting players and things like that, because I want the fans to get their full money's worth and everything. But at the end of the day, if you are a fan of a team, you want to win the championship. That is what you want to do. So, you know, that means you have to keep your star players healthy. So, like I said, you know, I'm looking forward to the season. I hope everybody else is too. If there's something else you want me to talk about, then of course put it down in the comments and I will gladly do so. I just remember somebody did request me to talk about LeBron versus Kobe, who I think is the better player. I most definitely get into that. We can talk about LeBron versus Kobe. We can talk about LeBron versus MJ. We can talk about the 90s era versus today's era. I mean, whatever it is y'all want to talk about, man, this y'all platform. You know, I'm just here. It's y'all world. I just enjoy interacting with everybody on a daily basis, and most of all, keeping it positive. So, as always, this been your boy just saying, you know, right on to the real, man, and much love to these haters. I'm out.